Say yes to new beginnings.
Yes.
Say yes to new standards of excellence.
Yes.
Say yes to engaging reportage with a difference.
Yes.
Introducing Yes International Magazine.
How does it feel to be out of government, in quotes?
I think the question would be, how does it feel to be unemployed? Yeah, because I handed over on Wednesday. That's 2 days ago. So
Okay.
I've never been in this kind of situation. Since I left uni. So I'm kind of trying to get used to waking up in the morning. Not having anything to do, having all the time in the world. Like you can see, I'm just coming from one burial, and it's been one activity or the other. So let me enjoy it for now. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Now, so what was the last thing you did on your last day at work?
Well, it was more like a normal day, in the sense that I went to work, I had some files to treat, which I did. Then we had a management meeting, which I would call a valedictory meeting. After which, my guys in the radio station called me. They said they wanted to interview me. I went and then, hung out with them. Then the guys in the TV also called me over. I went there, spoke to them. Then after that, a lot of the guys, the staff, they came to my office, high fives and all that. And, I wished everybody well. And I think that was it. And I handed over and
Okay.
I left. It was emotional for me as well, in the sense that I've been there for 8 years. I joined in 2014. So imagine as though 8 years of your life in one office. So, it became like home. I'm telling you, and the staff became like my brothers and my sisters, if you understand what I'm saying. Because
Yeah.
my personal staff, I've been with them for 8 years. So we're used to, coming in the morning, eating together, going through the hard times, the good times and everything. It was a bit emotional. And I see people, did shed some tears, but I mean, that's to be expected. Yeah. The way some of them went about it, I said, listen, man, it's not like I'm dying. I'm only like leaving you guys, after 8 years. So the way they went on about it, some were crying. I said, well, we'll meet again somewhere. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So, what was your greatest achievement in office as the MD CEO of ABS?
I don't know where to start, because normally you don't tell your own stories. You let people tell your stories. But I think what I hear people say, and what I've seen people write about the work we did is, being able to move the organization from point A to point B. Because at the time we arrived in 2014, I don't know if you know if you know how these radio TV stations that belong to the states, if you know how they operate, morale was low, analog equipment, everything. Well, the situation was a bit, and the whole compound when I came was overgrown with, weeds, and all that. So, and then that was it. That's how we started.
Interesting. So, what would you have wanted to do at ABS during your time as the MD CEO that you couldn't,
Well,
before the expiration of your tenure?
we had this ambitious dream to put ABS on DSTV. And we had the mandate of the governor, the just immediate past governor, Uche Nworah, to do that. But unfortunately, that didn't happen because the only two state radio TV stations that are on DSTV are LSTV, Lagos State Television, LTV, Lagos State Television,
LTV,
and OGTV, Ogun State Television. I don't know how they managed to get in there, and we've done everything we could, this past, I would like to say 5-6 years, to get in on the DSTV platform. We've had meetings, Lagos, South Africa, and that didn't happen. And the governor was willing, and he kept challenging us, and we kept trying. It didn't happen. But however, they said if desirable is not available, then available becomes desirable. So what we've been able to achieve is to put the TV on Star Times, and we're on channel 113. They've been able also to we're national satellites, which covers the whole of Nigeria and, some parts of Africa. And of course, we're very heavy on the internet TV, streaming and all that. So that's our bridge, achievements. But the ultimate would have been
Oh,
if we could have achieved DSTV. But of course, it's not in our hands, because we have a brand new digital radio TV station that the governor delivered in 2017. So we've had NBC guys come there, check it out, and then they rated us high. Everybody comes there, talks highly about the equipment that we have, but I think politics got in the way, and then we didn't get that approval. So, that would just be what I would say would be my, biggest regret, that something we wanted to do that we couldn't do. Yes. So hopefully the guys
interesting.
that will come after us will be able to do that. Yes.
Okay. Now, I need us to rewind a little.
Yes.
How exactly did you even land the job of MDC
My brother,
of
is a long story. Sometimes there
Let's abbreviate it.
are things that life threw at you. Things that you don't even expect. First of all, my career. I was living in the UK and I was a senior lecturer in the university in the
Yeah.
UK. My family and everything. Life was going well until one afternoon I met Cecilia Ibru, who was the group MD at Oceanic Bank at the time. I met her on the floor of the London Stock Exchange. I had gone there to do some assignments, some media work I was doing for some companies. So she offered me a job to come back to Nigeria to work for Oceanic Bank. And then after that, I made a few calls and then people said I should take the offer. So I took the offer because then I had always wanted to come back to Nigeria before I turned 40. Because in the corporate sector, once you turn 40, and it will be difficult for you to get in, if you get what I'm saying, in Nigeria at least. So when that offer came, I took the offer. I came back to Nigeria and I started working for Oceanic Bank. First as a corporate affairs manager, then later brand manager, then later I became the head of human capital development at the bank. But then, of course, you know what happened to the bank? That the bank collapsed. So I was now headhunted by Globacom to come and work as a general manager in outdoor advertising. So I was doing that. I worked in Globacom for 6 years. Life was good, Lagos and everything. Then one hot afternoon, my friend Patrick Okibo sent me a message and said, Anambra State government is looking for MDC of ABS. They've advertised the job. That's the kind of job we should have. I go way back with Patrick. When he was living in America, I was in the UK. We used to do stuff together. So I said, Pat, me, Anambra now. It's not possible now. Then there are so much issues in Anambra State. Kidnapping, crime. So I never even imagined myself living in Lekki. That I'll come to work in Anambra. I said, me, village boy. But Patrick kept persisting. And just to get him to get off my back, I applied. And that's how they invited me for the interview. I said, going for the interview. Wow. And then when I will come now with my Lagos, with my Lagos swag and everything, they'll be looking at me as, who is this one again? So the whole thing was funny, but at the end, they did the shortlisting and it was just 3 of us remaining. They said the governor then, Chief William, would like to see us. So we went to see him. We came back again from Lagos to see him. And he offered me the job. So when I got the job initially, you know how you go for an interview and you're praying that you don't get the job. You know what? Because then when I would come, the environment, the people I was meeting, everything was like, think about it now. You're coming from London, in Lagos. My office was in VI, now. And then I suddenly I'm in Oka. There's nothing in Oka now. Then, So, but the way the governor spoke to me, he said, listen, that, these are the things I want us to achieve together. I'm going to support you. I'll put money in there. And then the people now started talking to me as well. And that's how
Interesting.
that's how I got the job. And finally, my wife, thank God for my wife, I didn't want to come, but my wife convinced me. I said, listen, go and try it. I mean, it will be a new experience. And that's how I came. Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Now, prior to joining ABS, you were
Yes.
right. Prior to ABS, you were in the corporate sector. What would you say? What differences did you notice between the corporate and the government sectors?
A lot. I would say, for me, there's more pressure in the corporate sector, in the private sector. If you get what I mean, there's more pressure to deliver. There's no stories. You must. And because I worked in high pressure environments like bank, and I worked with Adenuga directly, Globacom. So there was so much pressure to deliver on your projects, on your assignments. It's not the same with the public service. The public service, they're a bit laid back. And it's not easy to sack people. When people are not on target, you can't really do much. Because if you try to discipline someone, you get a call from one Igwe. from one commissioner, from one say, say that's our candidate, we put him there. Don't, you know. So those are some of the challenges. What I learned from, there's something I learned from Mrs. Cecilia Ibru that I use very well. You know, she was the one that taught me the Pareto principle. You know, the 80-20 rule.
The 80-20 principle.
Meaning, identify your top 20 guys that work by the, you know, the 80-20 rule. You know, identify your best guys, reward them, and then, you know, do what you want to do with them, rather than waste time chasing the 100. You know, so I think that's what we did. And we also try to de-age the brand. You know, we brought in some young kids, very smart, you know, and all that. So they help us.
Interesting.